There's
It
a
just
few
depends on the mood.
things I feel like reveals a lot about a person, and one is what is your karaoke song, and the second is what is in your fridge. I will go over to someone's house who I barely know, and
Yeah.
I'm going straight for the fridge. I'm like, what do you got
First
in here?
move.
Are you even eating?
Is this
How
just straight
broke are
beer
you?
in here, or do we have food?
Yeah, all condiments.
I actually got food in my fridge.
It's a good sign. That's a good sign.
I need some
Yeah.
snacks. Though.
Good for
I got
you.
no snacks.
Good for
I
So
got
I'll be
food
like,
to
he's
cook.
doing well. How often do you order out?
It was almost every day. Now it's not.
That's every day is a lot, man.
It is because it's at minimum damn near $15 to $20.
Yeah.
Just for yourself.
Yep.
So.
Oh, that seems nice.
No, that's a lot of money.
I know, isn't that sad?
Times 5.
For us,
and
I'm
that's
spending
just
like
the
70
weekday.
bucks.
When you think about it, you're spending on DoorDash, they up the price versus if you go to the store. But at the same time, you're spending money in gas to go to the store. If you're not spending money, you're spending time.
Mm-hmm.
So either way,
time's money.
You ain't got the delivery app?
I have DoorDash.
Oh, you need to get the Walmart app.
My mom comes and picks me up and been taking me to Walmart, and that's where I get all my groceries.
I shit you not.
Walmart.
I haven't been to a grocery store in about 2 going on 3 years.
Yep.
The amount of money I saved.
All?
Sick of it.
All.
Sick of it, man.
I might go during like the holiday if I'm missing an ingredient for something and I need to go pick it up. But the amount of money I saved because I'm not perusing the aisles, picking up random shit I don't need. When I go on that app, I know exactly what I'm ordering.
But the price is more versus going into the store.
So you have to pay for the subscription.
But then when you go into the store, you see more stuff, and it makes you want more too. So
that's the other side of the coin.
That's understandable.
And then you're paying money for gas.
There's a lot of sides to this shit, man.
For us too, a week, I can spend under 100. So I'm like, that's still really good.
If we're responsible.
Is that with regular food and snacks, or something on the side, or is that just regular meals?
I'll throw in like 2 snacks. Yeah.
Snacks that last throughout. Okay, how often are you shopping?
Once a week. Every Sunday, I'm ordering my groceries.
Yeah, so my mom, since this little breakup or whatever, my mom's been picking me up every Saturday, and we go to Walmart, and she get me whatever I need.
So you're saving even more, but are you perusing?
But I'm not saving though, because that money is going towards other shit that I have to pay for. Because if I had a savings, then I would be saving up for a car, which I don't have. But I can't put that.
That's because we're in California. We can't afford shit
at all.
It's rough.
I mean, it has its perks. It has its perks. It's rough. One of the most sought after states to ever come to. Did y'all know we just jumped from the 5th largest economy to the 4th largest economy?
Yep.
That's a jump from 5th to 4th.
But do you know who number 1 is?
To most people, that don't mean
the
shit,
USA
though.
as a whole. It doesn't mean shit, but like at the same time, like it has something to say. We are ahead of over 90-something countries just as a state.
We are also a donor state.
California is the only state to go back into the U.S. World Health or something like that.
Yeah, the WHO.
The United States, it has nothing to do with them.
So we owe them millions of dollars as a country. We owe them, but California can foot the bill, and then there's a surplus that we can still stay a part of it.
That's our dollars.
That's our dollars.
Taxes.
But again, as the largest economy, not only, you got to remember, state tax isn't as high as federal tax.
Yep.
The middle class is paying all that. So you can miss me with that shit when it comes to who pays what.
Is middle class really still middle class?
No, not at all.
At this point, it's damn near
not at all. Because
dwindling.
When 10 years, maybe 15 years ago, when I would look at what I make today and how I felt like I should have been somewhere, and I think that's all of us. Like you start making a certain amount of money, you think like you made it, and then you don't because the line gets pushed back further. I just like you, I got $200-$300 left after everything's paid for.
If that,
and if that, sometimes just like you, I still gotta ask somebody sometimes. Hey, can I pay you? Can I borrow this? Yes, to show it looks like that, but like I'm living, and everyone is living check to check. Sometimes out of our means because I pay for everything.
And that $200 to $300.
I'm for sure out of my means.
And that $200 to $300 is going to DoorDash.
The amount I pay on comics, like that could be going to something else. But at the same time, we still have to pay for things that bring us to a level of peace.
Yeah. So that also shows that now we have to be hustlers Which brings us to our next point. Now we have to find our passion projects can no longer be our passion projects. They have to be our extra income.
What's that famous word they like to use in rap?
Clout.
Clout.
Exact
clout.
That's a good guess.
Clout and fucking attention has taken over within the last
15 years.
But that ain't
even shorter than that.
But that ain't nothing new. It's just
shorter
a different
than that,
word.
man?
2 to 5 years.
8 years max.
Man,
8 years
I'll
max.
say it's been like hyperized in like the last like couple of years for sure.
Like people want to be seen, and that's what I was getting at. Like social media,
bro.
I've never been the type that wants to be on camera. Like everything I do is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like you either see it and with it, or you're just not involved with it, and you miss out.
But then, how does it become productive? It becomes productive by using what you know, staying away from the bullshit, and focusing on, as California hustlers do, something that's passionate to you. Which brings me to my next one. It's your boy Marky Mark.
I'm Misa.
And Ryan.
And it's Anytime Relevance Podcast. It's your guy Marky Mark. And I'm just like so passionate to introduce my guest today. This is AR. What is your passion? What are you here today to share with us that you're so passionate about?
Dog training, comics, and me just being me, not really going with the norm.
So when you say comics, like he's been a little modest and you know, we humble about it. But one thing that AR3 has really like loved about your social media presence is that like it's just so comfortable. So tell us about that.
With me, I've always been into superheroes. Over the years, watching the MCU movies, you know, Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's really opened up that lane for me. And it's just gotten to the point where it's something that I don't want to say it's religious, but I'm in tune with everything that comes out Marvel. I may not like everything, but I'm still in tune and curious to what's coming because I relate to certain characters, how they resonate, and what they stand for.
When you're reading these, like, what are you doing? Share with us, like, somebody that is not, you know, privy to your site. Like, what are you sharing? What are you exposing to the world about your passion? Because it seems like you're really passionate about it. And what I'm looking at, y'all can't see it, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm looking at an Uncanny X-Men comic book, and that really resonates with me. Let's plug it. That really resonates with me because, like, I'm a really big historian.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I love was that, you know, Stan Lee came out and said why he created X-Men was based off of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and how mutants were in the Black experience. And I was like, that's so crazy that they were given these special powers because we see today, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's special when it comes to the melanin, you know? And I mean, it's cool.
It is. And I feel like I resonate with it so much because the type of person I am, I'm peaceful.
Yeah.
Like Martin Luther King. But at the same time, you do me the wrong way, I can turn into Malcolm X.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Press you with that power, that the resilience, that knowledge that I'm not above you, but at the same time, I'm going to stand on.
I'm not below you either.
Right.
I'm going to stand on what I believe in. And what Stan Lee did with basically the two main characters, Magneto and Professor X,
Magneto,
I can definitely say that I don't want to say I'm both of them based on powers, but as far as the mindset, yes. Because again, you rub me the wrong way, you're gonna get this type of person. But then if you cater to the true side of me, then you're gonna get the best person of your life.
What did Dave Chappelle's mom always tell him? You have to be the lion.
If you want to be a lamb, you want to be a lamb, you got to be a lion, man.
Meant to be, or something like that.
It's all a growing stage.
Yeah.
Like there's levels to everything in life,
Yeah.
and you only learn that by being yourself. And I feel like with the comics, it really showcases those characters trying to find with being comfortable with being themselves. And that plays a part with life because you go around faking it, it's not genuine, and then you start realizing that that's not going to get you anywhere in life.
Yep.
So you also mentioned another passion that you have when it comes to dog training. Can you give us a little more insight about that?
I've just always been fascinated with dogs. I would consider myself a dog just how they live. They're free. They do what they want, but at the same time, a dog is not out there to create ruckus. Even though some things a dog may do you may not agree with, but they're doing what they think is beneficial for them, unless guided otherwise, which is what my training comes into play with, having different ways to train your dog, different ways to communicate with your dog, different ways to enjoy your dog. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with the whole animal. You know, my biggest thing that I tell my clients is there's 3 stages. It's animal, dog, pet.
Damn.
They start out as an animal. Wild animal, they're going to do what they feel is beneficial to them. A dog is just classifying what they exactly are. A pet, they're within your lifestyle.
Yep.
And that's what I was speaking on earlier. You know, having certain types of dogs and not taking into account the lifestyle that you have, you're going to deal with a lot of issues. Yeah. And a lot of dog owners in the beginning don't understand that because I want to get this dog because it looks cute, or I want to get this dog because I seen that type of dog doing this for this type of person, so I want that too. And it's all of, you know, not being your own person and wanting something that other people see. But with a dog, the only way you're going to be successful and enjoy things with the dog is if it honestly fits your lifestyle. And that's honestly, that's anything with life. You try to put something into your life that doesn't necessarily resonate, then you're going to have issues, you're going to struggle, you're going to be stressed out and not know how to handle situations versus having something that you're comfortable with, knowing what you're doing with what you're doing and things of that sort.
Well, there you go. There you go. You got it.
Shit.
Hey,
yeah, man.
So
life lessons, golly.
You know, like,
golly,
ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here.
Game right there.
If you want to feel this game, we already hear the passion in the speech right now. Go ahead, and I want you to give out a shameless plug right now for yourself when it comes to training dogs, and when it comes to if you are passionate about your pups, because I know most Californians and beyond are, and if you're passionate about these comic books, go ahead and reach out to my man AR. AR, hit us with your shameless plug, sir.
So again, you can follow me on Instagram, Rebel with a Comic, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is Dog Ways, Dog Owner's Guide. I'm not a dog trainer. I can train your dog, but it doesn't mean shit unless you put in the work. So I give you the ways that you can to train your dog that fits with your lifestyle. Hey. You may not have gotten a dog that fits with your lifestyle, but I have ways that will help guide you to how you can incorporate those ways and better the lifestyle versus what you're currently dealing with. Because again, if it wasn't for me, you'd still be doing the same things you were doing, and comes to the end of their life and hey, I could have done this better. Or maybe you have a dog that you didn't have any issues with, and then you get a new dog, now you have all the types of issues in the world. It's just all about finding what works and what doesn't work. And again, that's why my thing is ways. It's not just one way of training. Again, I have 5 dogs, 5 different ages, 5 different breeds. I can't train them the same way I train the other. Same thing with kids. Can't teach a kid the same way I may teach this kid because of how they process things, how they take account of things, and how they ultimately learn.
You hear this wisdom, y'all. Go ahead and reach out to my man AR. But I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Dunk, what did you want to tell us today?
Oh, man. I got to get some off my chest. And this has nothing to do with what... I'm going to go completely off topic.
We're going road.
Okay, like, this is going out to right field.
I'm ready.
Fuck ICE.
Hey.
I got to get off my chest.
Get it.
I can't sit here as an American and not say it. Fuck ICE. I don't
Finally,
fuck who you are.
Let's do
I don't give a fuck about your creed, sexuality, religion, race. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Fuck ICE and what they're doing to this country right now and what's happening. Snatching up people off the street, killing innocent citizens. How far are we willing to
I love how passionate you are about this because
that's crazy, bro.
That's where comments come into play too.
It's crazy, bro.
I'm telling you, if I had Okay, if I knew how to tap into my powers, I know I have powers.
Right.
We all do.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
We do.
We don't know how to tap into it.
We don't know
That's
how to
right.
tap into them.
Yeah.
So
Jesus
I say
Christ
that
was just a man who knew how to tap into his power.
Shake
Boom.
Keep going.
So I say that to say that shit was around me. I'm not letting that shit fly.
At all.
And even if I didn't have powers, I'm still not letting that shit fly. Like I said, I work at a school, and if ICE agents came talking about they want to check for this so and so, no, you're gonna have to go through me first.
That shit ain't
I'm not campus security. I'm not campus monitor or anything. But again, these are my people.
In your heart of heart, what do you feel your power is? Like, I bet you I could do this shit if I knew how.
Oh.
You know what mine is? I think I could look at you and twist my hands and just crush your body.
That's something that needs
I think that's my power.
Shit. So I would say I compare myself to the Flash and Black Panther.
Okay. The Flash.
The Flash being the resilience. You know, no matter what he's faced against, he's gonna find a way to get around it.
Yeah.
The Black Panther, he has the heart that he's gonna stand up for what he believes in, even though everything around him may have been a lie, may have been told this, that, and the third, but based on his beliefs, he's gonna stand up for that.
Yeah.
And I definitely would compare myself to them as far as the mentality of it. As far as powers,
yeah,
that's a hard one because there's so many attributes that a lot of these characters have that, damn, I would give me all of it.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like Deadpool so much. Before Deadpool became mainstream,
like an anti-hero.
I was a fan of X-Men Origins. And nowadays I see people weren't a fan of X-Men Origins.
Not at all.
But with Deadpool specifically, how his makeup is, of how he's more than just one person. He has the characteristics of Wolverine with the healing factor, the swordsmanship of maybe Psylocke.
Okay.
There's so much built into him, and that's what I feel like I am within me. There's so much attributes I have. You can't classify me to one thing. And with those powers, you have to know when to use them, when not to use them. And a lot of the time, people don't know that the powers they have until it's that event, that moment that brings it out.
Yep.
And do you play video games?
I haven't recently too much, but growing up, yeah.
I love playing video games because I can now imagine the characters you're talking about. If it weren't for my Marvel rivals, I wouldn't know who Psylocke is.
Yeah.
That's actually a fact of me too.
Before comics, I didn't know who Psylocke was. So I just found recently I found out Psylocke was in X-Men.
Psylocke badass,
Last Stand,
man.
or Days of Future Past, and I'm like,
she dope.
Watching it, I didn't know that, but reading the comics, I'm seeing how dope she is and what she brings to the table and shit like that. I was like, damn.
I do appreciate how
bring more light,
different forms of media bring light to,
different forms of media.
Exactly. Yep. Finish my sentence.
And I do appreciate Marvel Rivals for putting on more underground heroes.
Right, and everybody knows Avengers. A lot of people know X-Men, but they don't know the sub characters. Like, for instance, this Uncanny X-Men cover that I have. You may know Wolverine. You may know Gambit, Rogue, Nightcrawler. Do you know Jubilee?
I know Jubilee.
I know that's one person.
I know.
Yes.
See, I know. And that's my.
But I also watched X-Men
and even
before '97.
That's a big deal.
I didn't know she was in the beginning X-Men movies.
Yeah.
But going back watching them, I see, oh damn, she did pop up.
In
the
2001 X1 movie.
Yeah, she was in there, and I didn't know
way.
until I just recently watched it.
What?
But no way. They didn't put her in that
small part.
Okay, so I got to go back and watch them.
They did put her back in later on.
Yeah.
No way.
For the Phoenix, but. All this.
Oh wait, that's who Phoenix was.
No. Phoenix is Jean Grey.
I was like, that's who I thought.
But she was a part of that class.
Whole, yep.
So all this to say,
X2.
When are we going to find? Because to your point, when are we going to find our passion enough to stand up and do something? And this is for y'all listeners to figure out. When are you going to stand up and be passionate and use your power to actually fight against the tyranny that we see? Because one thing, and I'm going to put this point out there, that I had to have a hard conversation with my daughter the other day. She's about to go into adulthood. And that conversation was, I don't know if it's going to be pretty when you get out. I don't know if you're going to, I don't know.
That's tough.
I'm sorry, baby girl, but I don't know if you are going to even have something, because I'm going to be honest with you, it's crazy out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to be in a civil dispute. I don't know if we're going to a world dispute.
And that's where I think, like, I'm going on, I'll be 34 in less than 2 weeks, and I don't have any kids. But at the same time, I think me bringing a kid into this world and me knowing what I know, is that why I don't have a kid right now? Because I know what I know, and I wouldn't want them to go through what the fuck I have to go through.
I feel like having a kid for myself right now would be very selfish.
Yeah.
And I definitely see that side. Because as much as I want one, and like I said, I have my nephew from my sister that's younger than me, and I wouldn't trade the world for him. But would I bring my own kid into this world? I don't know. But if I had a choice. But if it happens,
it happens.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
all in.
There.
I'm all in.
But
if it happens,
again, like she said, it's just selfish, and I definitely see that as being
a good
selfish.
question.
It's something that I want.
It's a good question.
It's selfishness. If we're really thinking about it, because there's a difference between needs and wants.
Yeah, big time.
You need to have food. You need to have water. You need to have somewhere to stay. You need to have somewhere, a roof over your head. You need a car.
Those basic things you can't even guarantee.
They all matter.
Clothes,
they all matter.
Shoes, you need toothpaste.
And I'm
so
not,
the ones
be there to give it to you.
Comics, I want to read comics because it takes me out of what I'm actually dealing with. And
it's kind of the point, though.
Again, with comics, I didn't collect comics when I was growing up, but again, I knew about most of the characters and shit like that. It wasn't until I got a comic from a student and then watching Deadpool Wolverine that I was like, damn.
This is still in a package. Have you pulled this out and read it yet? Or is it okay?
So every comic, so everything new as far that's came out within from 24 to now, I've read that I have in my collection.
Damn,
the
that's
ones
awesome.
that I've been gifted or came across that are not in the 2000s, I have not read yet. Like you got me, what was that? The Defenders comic. I have not read that yet. Yes. And that's because with reading specifically, I like to read from the beginning.
Okay.
And when I started with comics, I started in the middle of shit already coming out. So, for example, when I first started buying comics, I started with Avengers 17. So there's 16 comics before that one that explains, what's going on now. So what I did, I bought the book that had all the volumes of what was going on so I could catch up, so I can know what I'm reading versus just being random and being left out of the story. Because I like knowing the full story.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you feel the passion, but I got to turn it over. Yeah. So before I had you come over today, I told you, can you go ahead and think of the first song you would sing, your go-to song you would sing in karaoke? And the reason we say that is because we're really passionate when it comes to music. So, yeah, what was that song?
That song, it took those 2 days to think about, and I finally thought about it this morning. And I was like, because I don't do karaoke too much, but I'm very musically inclined. So if I had to pick, and it's the mic's on me, Mac Dre.
Yep.
Not my job.
Hey. That's not my job. I don't do that.
It's not my job. If
I'm
it's
a
not for
rapper.
me,
I thought you knew
not
that.
my job.
I don't know if I know that one. How does it go?
Bitch gonna ask me to come
to
a grocery shop.
Not my job.
That's not my job. I don't
do
that.
That whole song is basically him speaking about things that do not benefit him, associate with him, resonate with him, or make him better.
I knew
if it's not beneficial,
I knew I fuck with AR. I knew I fuck with AR, bro. I appreciate you, bro. That's what's up,
the
right
karaoke
there,
version. I want you to spit just a few bars.
That's not my job. I don't do that. I'm a pimp/rapper. I thought you knew that.
And outside of that, if it wasn't not my job, it was definitely going to be Get Stupid. That's
both
just
I know.
Let your
bar for bar, word for word.
Just let yourself be.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right there. When it comes to passion, we got nothing but. So
that's right.
Always keep it passionate, keep the projects going, keep those passion projects so that they can become something and get that monetary value.
Yeah, stay true to yourself.
Stay true
and
to
you.
you.
Never know who's watching. Because like I said,
yeah,
from me doing all this content, I may not see them in my likes, but when I come into contact with certain people, they tell me they're seeing my shit.
Always.
And tell me to keep going. And
that's right.
At the same time, I'd be like, okay, why you not liking my shit? Why you not telling me this?
Because our passion becomes our actual things that we love and actually can push out and market. So anytime you have something that you're passionate about, always know that it can become something because somebody loves it. Yeah. If you love it as much, they'll like it or love it as well.
There's always somebody out there, man. It don't matter what you geek out on, man. If it's comics, it's whatever you're doing, man. There's somebody who's gonna geek out on what
there's someone always watching.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can I just say there's something about the algorithm where even if me as a viewer who's not fully like
into it,
I didn't know I'd be into something like that, but you're popping up on my algorithm. It's something about you as the content creator.
Yeah.
Where your passion is enough to push you past the algorithm.
It's infectious.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you say that too, because at the same time, I am hard on myself as far as what I've been putting out and what I show. And with the comics, I feel like I'm still not giving me. So for you to say that, that's kind of like I know I'm on the right track. And the more I do it, the more experience I get with it, it's only going to make me and help me put out more of my personality so that other people that either resonate with it, familiarize with it, will be like, hey, I want to showcase my shit too. And like I said, I've never done anything like this before. Social media has never been something that
it's not of our generation.
At the same time, I do want to be recognized for my work. As far as the comic stuff, I don't want to be. There's no work. It's just me revealing what and telling you what I like.
Right.
And if that translates to you, cool. We can talk about it. Like I have no problem talking about shit, making friends and shit like that. But that you said that there's people watching that may not have been into that. That's fucking cool.
So
that's cool
because that's shit. Me. I don't know and I feel like about comics.
And I feel like I haven't been putting
up on my algorithm.
Yeah. So like imagine that's cool.
Where you're reaching, you don't even know, and it's because your interest and passion and stuff.
So that's definitely dope.
So okay, it's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. Prove A or wrong. Go out there, hit his socials. When it comes to either his passion for his comic books and seeing his algorithm out there popping, or it comes to the dog training, it's your guy, Mark and Mark.
I'm Misa.
And Ryan.
And this is Anytime Relevance Podcast. Peace out.